Hey, what's up, everyone? This video is going to be about the deja vu situation that took place a few days ago. So, when we went to the Waffle House, about 50 miles from here, we went on, I think it was Wednesday, and we were going to see my father, who came in for his 10-hour break, and he had to stop there. So we went there with him to eat, and then I thought I'd lost the truck key, the house key with the Nissan key on it. I separated from the truck key. Well, energy was high strung that day. Everything had gone wrong. It was one of those days. Well, the key had disappeared. I went all the way back out to the truck when we parked at the Waffle House, and I went out there. Suddenly it reappeared, and it just fell right there in the middle of the truck. It fell from where the ignition is. We go in there, we get started eating. This nice elderly couple sat behind us. I could feel this strange vibrational energy from her, and I kept wondering, what is going on? Is her phone vibrating? What's going on? Because it kept going like I don't know. It was a weird, I thought she might have sat the phone down or something. They were the kindest elderly couple, and I thought, well, that seems odd that there's this weird, and then I could feel a kind of a vibrational tingling, like in the head. But then they acted like, Mama said, they looked so familiar, and they acted like they knew us. And they did look familiar to me as well. But they turned around when they left, and they smiled, and they waved at us, and we waved at them. And we had no idea they had just paid for our meal. But not only that was the situation, the entire situation had been repeated. That had happened before. Years ago that had happened. Where that elderly couple, they paid for a meal. That's why they looked familiar to us, because it was deja vu. And then the loss of the keys and them reappearing, us being high strung and upset, that had happened already. And then the lady that worked there came up and talked to us about, she said, yeah, we have those days. She said, we have worse days than others. She said, what happened with me, she said, my husband got shot by the police. And she had already told us that story before. Mama said, that woman, you know what's weird is that woman had told us that story. I said, I know. Her husband was shot by the police right in front of her child. And it caused him trauma. And it caused him to develop a form of autism for years and not be able to talk at all, because of the trauma he endured from the police officers knocking her husband down and shooting him, killing him right in front of the child in their backyard, right in their yard, right there during a celebration they were having. They shot the parent right there while the child was playing in the yard. And she told us that story before. The tip that I gave her, everything that had happened before. The elderly couple being there, the keys disappearing and reappearing, and then them paying for our meal, which was really awesome. All that had happened. It was like a repeat, that whole thing. And then she started talking about how they only make $2.50 an hour, and corporate, even if they raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, corporate has a loophole where they don't have to pay them. And plus, they count it because they're eating. They get to eat. She said they don't get to eat. But that whole situation, it's like they don't get to eat while they're working, but they count it that way because they work at a restaurant. And I don't think it's right they all have to share their tips either. This one woman we spoke to today, she said that they're charging her now for her insurance. They're charging her a fee as a punishment for not having insurance since 2015. And they're making her pay all the money back. That's Mr. T ended the fee at the end of the year. During tax time, he ended that fee that you had to pay for not having insurance, and it would double every year. That's what the previous administration's insurance did. Well, 2 administrations ago now, and they want to bring that back. That's what's bad. And now, she said she was on she's now on disability, and they're wanting her to pay the money she gets from disability just to pay back for not having insurance. Plus, she said the time she was on workers' compensation in 2015, they're wanting her to pay that back. All the money she made from workers' comp back. You don't have to pay workers' compensation back, do you? Now, I don't know this woman, but she was talking about it, and we overheard the conversation, and she spoke to us about it as well. Something's up with that. But anyway, back to the deja vu. That whole situation had happened before, going to Waffle House, going all the way over there, and then those people's stories, all of that, the entire situation. So, deja vu is one of those perplexing situations that just, I mean, it, when you experience it, it's such a strange feeling, especially when you get deja vu of deja vu, like when it's almost like looking into the multiverse or looking into like a mirror within a mirror situation. Let's see if I can find something to explain that or describe that. Right there, right there. Re-experiencing the unexperienced. Now, that's a good way to describe it. When you're experiencing deja vu of deja vu, I remember going to the Pilot Travel Center, and I looked to my right, and it was just like I froze because I saw this woman had this particular ornament in the dash, and she had this chip bag and everything in there exactly the same as I had witnessed before, but yet before then as well. But yet everything I was doing, the motions I was making, what we were talking about, and the movement, everything that was happening at that moment had been happening and had happened multiple times, and I had recollection of it happening many different times before, exactly the same. But this is a recent deja vu situation. I wanted to share it and make it shorter than my previous video. I'm doing a video of various things happening in the world around us next. Peace. Signing out.